It is now time to present our commencement speaker this morning. And this morning, Morgan State University is indeed very privileged, extremely honored to have as our commencement speaker Maryland's Governor-elect, Wes Moore. As Governor-elect of the state of Maryland, Mr. Moore has an impressive background of overcoming obstacles, of growing in resilience, of achieving excellence at every turn, of serving our nation in combat, and eventually working to help those in poverty. A combat veteran, a Rhodes Scholar, a small business owner, and former executive officer of one of the nation's largest anti-poverty organizations, Mr. Moore has devoted his entire life's work to one basic principle. And that principle, as he has articulated, is that no matter where your start is in life, you deserve an equal opportunity to succeed. You deserve, as he says, a high-earning, living wage job in which you can raise a family on, and you deserve a future you can look forward to. Mr. Moore was born in Tacoma Park, Maryland, and at the age of 3, lost his father to a rare but treatable virus. In 1998, he graduated with an associate's degree from Valley Forge Military College. He then went on to earn a bachelor's degree in international studies, Phi Beta Kappa, from the Johns Hopkins University in 2001. And then after graduating from Hopkins, Mr. Moore went on to earn a Rhodes Scholarship, which took him to Oxford University, where he received a master's degree. Indeed, inspired by his mentors at military school, Mr. Moore went on to serve as a captain and a paratrooper with the U.S. Army's 82nd Airborne Division, where his duties included leading soldiers in combat in Afghanistan. He later served as a White House fellow, advising on issues of national security and international relations. And so upon returning home, Mr. Moore took pen to paper and he wrote his first book, which I read, and it was extremely inspiring, The Other Wes Moore. And that book was a story about the fragile nature of opportunity in the United States, and that book became a perennial New York Times bestseller. And that book is now assigned reading in many schools throughout Maryland. Mr. Moore didn't stop there. He went on to write 3 other best-selling books that reflect on the issues of race and equity and opportunity, including his latest book, 5 Days, which tells the story of our own city of Baltimore in the days that followed the death of Freddie Gray in 2015. Yes, Morgan Knights friends, Mr. Moore's commitment to taking on our society's toughest challenges then brought him to the Robin Hood Foundation, where he served for 4 years as CEO. And during his tenure, that foundation distributed more than $600 million toward lifting families out of poverty in this country, including a lot of that here in our own state of Maryland. Earlier in his career, Mr. Moore built and launched a Baltimore-based business named Bridge EDU, which of course reinvents the first year of college for underserved students in order for those students to increase the likelihood of their long-term success in college. Indeed, Bridge EDU was acquired by the Brooklyn-based student financial success platform, Equity. In 2018, Mr. Moore worked in finance with Deutsche Bank in London and with Citicorp in New York City. I could go on and on, but let me bring this to a close, and let's say this. Of the many titles that Governor-elect Moore has held over the years, there are two that he says he's most proud of: being husband and father. He and his lovely wife, Dawn, live with their two amazing children in their longtime home here in Baltimore City. And so, Governor-elect Moore, I would like to add another title to that list, and that is soon-to-be governor of the state of Maryland, making him the first black governor of our state and only the third black governor in the history of the United States of America. Morganites, let's join in welcoming Governor-elect Wes Moore to Morgan State University.
Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I gotta tell you, I am so proud today to stand and say I'm a very proud Morganite today. I'm a very proud Morganite tomorrow. I am so thankful to be in this honorary graduating class, and I gotta tell you, to be part of a class that I share with not just my dear friend, Speaker Adrian Jones, and it's a blessing to be up here with you, Madam Speaker. And also be part of the same class as Mr. Miles. That's right. That's right. I am so glad to be here. I'm so glad to be back on the campus of truly the national treasure, which is the Morgan State University. You all represent our state's best, and frankly, y'all represent our country's best. Founded during Reconstruction, committed to social justice, academic excellence, you have strengthened and made sure that our state is better because of your leadership and your work. Strivers. Strivers like our chair and my dear friend, Kwasi Mfume. Strivers. Strivers like Earl Graves, strivers like April Ryan, strivers like Bill Rhoden, strivers like General Ward, and so many others. And now, you. You are now part of that proud legacy. You now are part of that continuation. And so for all these reasons, I'm excited to be here. I am thankful for not just the beautiful introduction. Man, Dr. Wilson, you went to the crates for that one. God bless you for that. That was beautiful. But also, I'm incredibly thankful for your leadership and for your friendship. We are in great hands here at Morgan. And we are so thankful for not just what you've done, but for where you are taking us next. And to all the Board of Regents, to all the distinguished guests and the faculty and staff and the students, this really is a beautiful morning. And I'm humbled to be with you. And by the way, I'm seeing, where are all the parents out there? The parents and the guardians and the families and supporters? All the godparents and the aunts and uncles. All the aunties and uncles too. Yeah, I like that sound. We did that. Yes, y'all did. Yes, y'all did. It's because of your love and it's because of your support that we have a graduating class here that is not just prepared but ready to move into the future. So God bless each and every one of you for not just today, but for everything you did yesterday and before. And I know I speak on behalf of the graduates when I say God bless you and thank you for all you continue to do for all of us as well. And I want to give a special shout out to 6 graduates as well. Second Lieutenant Riley, Second Lieutenant Barry, Second Lieutenant Gross, Second Lieutenant Amory, Second Lieutenant Nelson, and Second Lieutenant Dinkins. The newest members of our armed forces. So the Bear Battalion has produced over 1,400 warriors into our armed forces, and you now join these ranks. We are going to make Maryland the state of service. Teachers, firefighters, nurses, law enforcement, elder care, child care providers, and you. You all are a core part of what it means to be a state that strives to serve. Thank you for your service and congratulations, and take care of your soldiers. And if I could take a very brief moment of privilege, where's my Divine Nine family at? I gotta tell you, they said they told us they're like there's a nice big lawn in Annapolis where our family's gonna be moving to next month. And I said, oh no, that's not a lawn. That's gonna be the yard. Greek life has allowed me a true chance to connect, a passion. And I know when I went over and to become a member of Alpha Phi Alpha in spring 2000. Hey, Phi. I am so grateful for what the Divine Nine has done for so many people and for so many folks in Morgan. And so we're grateful for the history and the legacy of the Divine Nine, the legacy that it plays here, but then also what it continues to play all throughout our country. So bless you all and congratulations as well. Now I'm going to be brief, but I want to, not only just congratulate all of you on the milestone that you are hitting in terms of the graduation. But you have been tried, and you have been proven true. And it is your time to not just make a lasting mark on this campus, but a lasting mark on our large society, and to truly continue the proud legacy of this institution. It's because of that legacy, both the sacrifices that all of you have made and those who came before you have made, those who studied, those who protested on these grounds before you, and for the future Morganites who are yearning to one day sit in the seats that you are sitting in today. The focus needs to be not on the endings, but on the beginnings, because y'all are just getting started. So, while today you celebrate, I want to use my brief time to also challenge you. I want to share 2 lessons that I've learned along my journey that I hope can serve as 2 guideposts and be useful to you as you all are forging your own path. And the first is to focus on proving people right. The second is to take risks with courage and intention. Graduates, I wanted you to think a moment about the mentors in your life and the people who have inspired you. Whether they be family, whether they be family by blood or family by law, or family by love. The folks who had bigger dreams for you even before you were prepared to accept them for yourself. So the first lesson I want to leave with you today is to remember on focusing on those folks and those who you are trying to prove right instead of trying to prove other people wrong. I remember about a decade ago, I was watching an award show. I think it was the American Music Awards. And Justin Bieber just got announced for getting an award. And he was coming up to the stage. Some people were cheering, but you also heard a smattering of boos. It's Justin Bieber. And when he gets up to the stage, he grabs the microphone, and the very first thing out of his mouth was, I want to thank all my haters because they motivate me. Right? Not his parents, not his fans. The first people that he thanked were his haters. And I remember thinking to myself, what an unbelievable waste of energy. Right? Because the thing about energy is this, you've only got so much to spend each day, right? And your energy is far too valuable, and it's far too important to waste your time focusing on folks who either have nothing better to do with their time, who are spending their energy focusing on you, and people who are rooting for your failure, right? People who instead of putting in the work like you all are doing, are spending their time trying to be cute or trying to be comical in 140 characters. Why would you give them that much mind share? That much credibility to people who actively want you to fail? It gives them a role in helping to shape your story, and they don't deserve that, and they have not earned that. Haters, or whatever we want to call them, they do not motivate me. My family motivates me. My friends motivate me. My God motivates me. My mission motivates me. Haters, or whatever we want to call them, they do not motivate me because they don't take up enough of my mind share. Save your energy on what does motivate you, and give them your energy. Do not give these other folks your energy, and frankly, do not give these folks your platform. All of those whose ideals, whose policies, and whose intentions do not have your best interests at heart. Do not offer that to them. Save your energy for the work and a reminder of who you're doing the work for. Looking back, that was the only way that our campaign was even able to succeed in the first place. If I spent my time focusing on my critics, you see where they are right now. The people who said that we had no chance, the people who said, I don't even know why they're doing this, in a crowded primary, in a crowded general, people who said that there's no reason for them to be standing here today, if I focused on them, I would not be standing here 33 days away from becoming the next governor of the state of Maryland. What fueled me were the people who believed in me. And that includes many of you, many of the students and staff and faculty here at Morgan State who heard our message, who volunteered, who knocked on doors, who worked and who phone banked. What energized me were the people who believed in our vision. And they took time from work to help us to get people to the polls. The leaders of the faith community. The people who prayed for me and my family. The people who believe that in this moment we actually could do something special, that we can be unapologetic and unafraid, but also people who live the adage, faith without work is dead. Morgan State, listen, there are always going to be haters. There are always going to be people who will question, who will challenge. Get comfortable with that, because if you don't have haters, it probably means you're not doing enough to change the world. And we need you to change the world. Ignore the noise and protect your platform. This great institution wasn't built on a foundation anchored in proving people wrong. It was built on a foundation of proving people right. And that leads me to the second lesson I want to leave with you today. Risk-taking can be very uncomfortable for many of us who come from marginalized communities. When you have to fight this hard as African Americans to just get a small piece of what we know as that American dream, that tendency can always be to play it safe. There's no safety net. There's no safety net for me, folks will say. And people are counting on me. I was recently reading a news report, a news article that says college graduates who are entering the workforce now, with a recession possibly coming, are saying at higher numbers, let me just get a job, my dreams can wait, my aspirations can be put on pause. And Morgan, while I would never, ever, ever tell you to throw caution to the wind, I do want to encourage you to pursue your dreams. We need your dreams to become real. We need those dreams to not just become real, but to be made manifest in the world and in other people's lives. And they will not come easy. Nothing worth achieving ever does. But it will be worth it to you and to those around you and to those who will follow you. That relationship between risk and reward is exactly what we see in Morgan State, and that is exactly what drives Morgan State to become the first public HBCU in this country to receive a top research designation. It is not only, and let me be clear, this is not only a worthy aspiration, important for you and our state, and while there is no guarantee what the conclusion is going to be, here's my promise to you. That is an aspiration that will have the full weight of the next governor to make it happen. But to make it happen, it means drawing on the inspiration of your history and your legacy of courageous trailblazers. You are drawing inspiration from activists, from scientists, from engineers, from business people, from physicians, from educators. Everyone who took off their cap and gown and went out into an uncertain and even hostile world. But with their Morgan State training, they took on that world and they won. Maybe you all know the author Pablo Coelho. My mother helped me discover the love of reading when I was still in high school. It didn't come easy for me, but he eventually became one of my favorite authors. And many people know a book he wrote called The Alchemist. But Coelho also wrote another book during my childhood that I learned that I love just as much, and it's called By the River Piedra, I Sat Down and Wept. In that book, Coelho writes that one of the worst fates to endure, is to reach the end of your life and look back and regret because you were too timid, too cautious, too afraid of taking risks. And he posed two questions. What have you done with the miracles God planted in your days? And what have you done with the talents that God bestowed upon you? As you get ready to venture out into the world, I hope you will ask yourselves these questions. And I hope you will answer them in ways that make the most of what you have learned here. Let this education give you the confidence to strive higher, to reach farther, and to lift as you climb. Let that be your legacy. And that's the thought I want to leave you with today. On Commencement Day, it's natural to think about what you're leaving behind, but I want you to think about what you're actually carrying forward. You are living history. You are the embodiment of the hopes and the dreams of those who sacrificed before you. You are the living proof that while progress is not promised, it is possible. And while your last exams might have been taken, your papers might have been written, and all that stuff might have been done, let's be clear, your work is just starting. And we need you to win. That legacy will reflect how well you truly understood the assignment. I am so excited for you to begin that work. I'm grateful for you. I salute you. And I need you. So go forth and conquer Fair Morgan. We love thee. Thank you, congratulations, and God bless you now and always.
Mr. President, the Board of Regents of Morgan State University hereby authorizes you to confer upon Mr. Wesley Watande Omari Moore an honorary degree in recognition of his notable and noteworthy achievements.
Service to his country, and lastly, for his progressive vision for Maryland and our nation. I present to you the Honorable Wes Moore, Governor-elect of the state of Maryland, to receive at your hands the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa.
Wesley Watende Omari Moore. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of Morgan State University, I confer upon you the degree Doctor of Humane Letters with all the rights, privileges, duties, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Congratulations to you.